In the 24 years since the horrific September 11th attacks, first responders who answered the call are battling a range of chronic illnesses caused by the toxic exposure at disaster sites. Joining us now is Robert Jordan, a former member of the NYPD Intelligence Division who worked at Ground Zero as a first responder. Dr. Jacqueline Moline is director of Northwell's Queens World Trade Center Health Program. Thank you both for being here today. I know you worked, Robert, in the toxic dust and debris at Ground Zero. Tell us about your role on 9/11 and the status of your health today.
I was an analyst at the time, and when the plane struck, my job was to collect evidence, any type of video evidence, any type of photographs. So I spent weeks down there doing that, collecting evidence.
And what was the result? What was the impact on your health?
Well, everything was fine. I retired in 2011. I started a new career, and in 2017, I wound up with stage 4 throat cancer. And everything changed from then on.
How has it changed your life, and how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Thanks to the World Trade Center Health Program and Northwell, and what a great program that is. And Dr. Moline, thank you very much. And everybody's been great. I'm doing well. Anymore.
Doctor, according to CDC data, nearly 5,000 first responders get their health care from Northwell's program. So help us understand all these years later. Walk us through your day-to-day.
So on a daily basis, we see a number of patients who are coming in. Some of them are coming in for an annual exam, which is part of the program, and they get a physical exam. They tell us what's been going on in the past year with their health. And they get a number of tests, blood work, they get a chest x-ray every other year and breathing tests. And we evaluate all their health conditions, and they get cancer screening tests, which are part of the program as well. And if we identify any abnormalities, we ensure that they get the appropriate treatment and that they get it quickly and easily.
Help us understand the range of health conditions that are believed to be tied to exposure of being at Ground Zero in the aftermath of 9/11.
So there are a couple of different buckets. Initially, we saw people who were exposed. We had acute symptoms. They had coughing, they had developed asthma, they developed sinus problems, they developed gastroesophageal reflux disease, or GERD. And then many people developed anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, and depression as a result. Over the years, many of those conditions became more chronic, and we saw things like chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD. We saw some lung scarring or fibrosis. And then after about 5 or 6 years, we began to see cancers. We saw a few cancers early on, predominantly blood cancers, which occur shortly after an emergency or after an exposure. But then we began seeing more and more cancers. So now we're in a phase where we've had thousands upon thousands of cancer cases. And we're seeing them daily. We're seeing people come in with very severe cancers. And much of what we're trying to do now is ensure that many of the chronic conditions that occur over many years are being taken care of, that we recognize them as soon as possible, and we get them in the appropriate treatment.
A woman who fought for the creation of the program, the creation of the World Trade Center Health Program, says this: it's alarming to see that 9/11-linked cancers have increased by a shocking 143% in the last 5 years. What does that mean for the need going forward, the need for funding, and the need to take care of the folks who put their lives on the line to do the kind of work that Robert did in the days after, and sometimes weeks and months after 9/11?
You know, when I was given the privilege of helping start this program in 2001 and 2002, when we first started the program, our biggest concern was what was going to happen 20, 30, 40 years down the road. We knew the acute problems that we initially saw, but we knew there was a need for a long-term program that would monitor and treat the people that were affected by 9/11, which this program has done. And I'm very proud to have been a part of it for the past 24 years. And we need to keep taking care of our folks. We need to keep ensuring that they get the timely care that they get it seamlessly. They have amazing case managers who ensure that they get the care they need. And we need to make sure that we have people that are trained to recognize these illnesses and understand how to get them in the best care.
Robert, the 9/11 Responder and Survivor Funding Act is currently stalled in Congress. I want people to have a sense of what it was really like. And one first responder told us this: "We slept in it, we ate in it, we bled in it. We didn't leave it. We were in that zone for almost 9 months." I know you are not alone. I know you know a lot of people who spent a lot of time there. Help people understand not just what it was like then, but what it's like now as people continue to deal with these health issues. Life-threatening, many of them.
I always say that I thought this would be over by now, and it's actually getting a little worse. I mean, I speak to a handful of first responders every month, even till today. And I'm just amazed that people are still getting sick and still suffering. I thought 24 years later, we'd pretty much be done with this, but I was wrong.
So what is your message to people who control some purse strings and may make the difference between people getting treatment and not?
I mean, I just think that the first responders and the police officers and the firefighters and the people that live down there, around Ground Zero, they need this. They need the program. They need to be identified. They need all these people that are just working like Dr. Moline, in taking care of it. The city needs this.
Well, on this 9/11, it is important for us to remember the sacrifice of the people who went down there and stayed down there, and those of you who continue to fight the good fight 24 years later. Thank you both for being on the program. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.